You're listening to World of WWE, a WWE podcast. Hey guys, you're listening to World of WWE, a WWE podcast. I'm Ant.
And I'm Carlos. What's up, guys?
Carlos Boricua here with us today. And today is a very special episode. We are counting down and giving our predictions. Vengeance Day is upon us. Tomorrow, NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day. Spend Valentine's Day with your loved ones watching TakeOver, which is something I'm going to do. The card is stacked. There are 5 matches. Carlos, Dan, and I are going to live text each other as we watch it, and we will drop our recap shortly after that. But I'm excited. What do you think of the match card, Carlos?
I'm super excited, yeah. I haven't seen NXT like a pay-per-view in a while, so I'm super excited to see it.
It's going to be a hell of a show, and just so that everybody is aware, it starts tomorrow, 7 p.m., I'm pretty sure. Let me make sure that I'm correct. I'm pretty sure it's 7 p.m.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can make a pre-show probably.
Yeah. So, I'm very excited. It's going to be a great show. So, let's go over the card. The first match I want to talk about are some of the undercard matches. Let's talk about the Women's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Final. So not only will the winning team become the first ever Women's Dusty Rhodes Classic champions, they will also receive a future WWE Women's Tag Team title match. And the competitors are the team of Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai against Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. So before we give our predictions, let's give a little deep dive about each of these women. So Shotzi Blackheart had a very good 2020. She attacked Robert Stone, then was involved in War Games, was the host of Halloween Havoc, a lot of stuff going on for her. Ember Moon had an amazing run in NXT in the past, fought Asuka, made her way up to the main roster, competed on both Raw and SmackDown, and now she is back on NXT looking to make a statement. These two women are a great tag team. And then their competitors, both Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai, have a huge history together. Just last year at TakeOver Portland, Raquel Gonzalez joined Dakota Kai and sent Tegan Nox packing. And since then, Raquel and Dakota Kai have been a force to be reckoned with. So, Carlos, with all of that, who do you think is going to be the first ever Women's Dusty Cup champions?
Okay, so out of the box, I'm going with Raquel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai.
All right.
I'm just really loving them as a team and as individuals. And I'm really hoping that I really think the future is bright for both of them, for all of them in NXT, but really them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez.
Okay. I think that they definitely, I don't know here, because I feel like it would be smart for Kai and Gonzalez to win, but I have a feeling that I don't know how things are going to go towards WrestleMania. I know that there probably will be another takeover before WrestleMania, I think. And if that's the case, they might put Raquel in the women's title picture. But I'm going to be different, and I'm going to go for Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart. I don't necessarily think, I don't know if they're going to win. I want them to win. So because I want them to win, I'm going to let them win. I think Ember Moon needs something to revitalize her career, and I think this will be it. So I'm rooting for Moon and Shotzi. So we will find out tomorrow night if we are right and if we are wrong, and we are going to tally up our scores. So we talked about the women, so let's move over to the men's Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic Finals. Also, the winners of this match will receive a future NXT Tag Team Championship match. We have the team of the Grizzled Young Veterans, James Drake and Zach Gibson, taking on the new coming team of MSK, Nash Carter and Wes Lee. Now, the Grizzled Young Veterans, they competed in last year's Dusty Cup tournament. They came short. They are trying to make it this year to be their year to win. Grizzled Young Veterans use a lot of former tag team moves. You see the Doomsday Device, and they are very brash in your face and just like brawlers. MSK are the high flyers. They came from Impact. I don't know much about them, but from what I've seen, they're doing some amazing, impressive moves. So you have the battle of the brawlers versus the high flyers. And I feel like this match is going to be a great match and potentially could steal the show. Who do you think? Who are you picking, Carlos?
Oh, it's going to be hard. Yeah, I feel like they both have a lot of momentum going towards them. Can you go first? Let me give me some time.
Sure. I have a feeling it's going to go to the Grizzled Young Veterans. And the only reason why I'm saying this is they lost last year. Although I do like MSK, they're brand new, and I don't see. I would just feel bad if the Grizzled Young Veterans lost. I don't really. I don't know. So I'm just going to go with Grizzled Young Veterans. That's just what I think. I just feel it. How about you, man?
So, I think I'm going to have to go with the same thing as you, the Grizzled Young Veterans. Because I feel like just size advantage, to be honest. Like, I don't think that the MSK will really stand a chance against them.
Okay. So that match we'll find out tomorrow. Next up, we have the NXT Women's Championship Triple Threat match. The NXT Women's Champion Io Shirai defending her title against Mercedes Martinez and Toni Storm. Io Shirai has 2 dates at this upcoming Valentine's Day. Let's talk about each of the women. Io Shirai, again, had an amazing 2020. She won the NXT Women's Championship at In Your House back in June and retained the title until then. She has fought many opponents like Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Toni Storm, Mercedes Martinez, Dakota Kai, and so many more. The list goes on. And I think at this takeover, she might stand as a big threat. Toni Storm is a former Mae Young Classic winner. She is also a former NXT UK Women's Champion. Toni Storm has the charisma. She's been doing it for a while, and she is here with a new bad side, and I think she's going to show off some impressive moves and show that a storm is coming. And then our final opponent, Mercedes Martinez. She is known as an indie darling. She debuted in the Mae Young Classic and made it to, I think, the semifinals and ended up losing. She debuted in NXT last year. Well, actually in 2019. And she made sporadic, times showing up. And then she debuted on the main roster as part of Retribution. But now she is back. And last we saw, she did send Io Shirai flying into the announce table. Toni Storm has also attacked Io Shirai and Mercedes Martinez. And Io Shirai herself has sent them both packing. So each lady has an advantage. They both have all 3 of them have lost to dominance. So, what do you think?
So I love Toni Storm. Don't get me wrong, man. And Mercedes. So I'm not going to go with Mercedes Martinez. So I think, even though Toni Storm, I feel like her time is coming. I'm going to say Io Shirai's going to retain her championship.
All right.
Like, she's definitely the future. She's really good in the ring. Her physical competitive. She's really great as champion. I'm going to say Io Shirai.
And I'm going to agree with you because I have a feeling that if things continue, we might get to see Shirai and Storm at the next takeover. But who knows? Mercedes Martinez might come in there and just destroy everybody. But I'm going to go with Io.
I feel like it would have been a better one-on-one match. Just her and Storm. That's what it was supposed to be, I think.
Well, Mercedes Martinez, though, did prove that she should be in this match, though, because Io Shirai, literally went through the announce table. She's, not, over it. She took her and threw her into the table. Her whole body crashed into it. Also, I forgot to say, as I was talking about some of the people that Io Shirai has fought, she also fought and defeated your favorite Sasha Banks. So, Io Shirai definitely...
Wait. Hold on 1 second. Back it up there, buddy. First of all, That was not a win. That was a cheat win. That was a cheat win.
Well, I will, but you do gotta
Asuka
say that.
came out of nowhere and did that grievous in her face. You know she just thought she was gonna win.
You do gotta say though. You do gotta say though that she has hung with good company. So whether or not, right? She hung with Sasha. You know, I mean that's good company.
Yeah, I guess in the record books it'll say that Io Shirai beat Sasha Banks, but I mean, it doesn't really. It makes me mad, but not really, because Io Shirai, I love Io Shirai too.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just I don't think they're gonna be. I think they'll definitely be again.
Well, I also think you might be upset because think about this. Little snap analogy here. If Io does lose, then that means whoever wins is technically better than Sasha, because if they beat Io and Io beat Sasha, and that was my whole thing against The Undertaker losing to Brock Lesnar, because my thought was if you're going to have him lose to Brock Lesnar, that means that Brock Lesnar is better than Shawn Michaels, better than Triple H, because none of them.
So you're saying if Io does lose, that means that whoever beats Io is better than Sasha?
No. What I think would be interesting is if down the line, if Sasha is still champion, if that turns into a little feud, like, hey, you know what? I just beat Io, and technically, you never beat her, so I don't see how you could beat me. Wouldn't that be a little interesting, sort of like?
Yeah, but it's just I don't see it. Even though it is winning, it doesn't really feel like winning. Asuka interfered.
Well then you gotta think about though all the times that Bayley helped Sasha win, right?
No, it was the other way around.
We'll talk about this later on. Sasha's not even.
Sasha helped Bayley more than Bayley screwed Sasha out of the Chicken Roll Championship at SummerSlam.
No.
And Bayley tapped out at Payback to make them lose those tag titles. Sasha helped Bayley every freaking time. But that's another podcast. We gotta do one about Sasha Banks and Bayley one day.
We definitely will have to. It will be between you and Dan, because Dan's favorite is Bayley and your favorite is Sasha. I'm just the referee. Because my favorite is Becky.
You'll be the moderator.
Yep, I'm like, all right, guys, chill. Okay, so next, the NXT North American Championship on the line. North American Champion Johnny Gargano against Kushida. Kushida debuted last year in NXT, and he was very interesting. He didn't really have a lot to go off of, and then he fought Velveteen Dream at TakeOver. I think it might have been War Games, and they had a really good match. And now he's in the title picture. He wants Johnny Gargano. Last time we saw it, he kicked Johnny Gargano in the arm, and I think he injured it, but then Gargano was cleared. Gargano has been hiding behind the way recently, and we're going to see if Gargano can defend the title. I think it's going to be a good match. They're both amazing wrestlers. So who do you think?
I'm going to stick with Johnny Gargano's routine.
Gargano, okay. All right. I'm going to go with you too, because although I like Kushida, I think there's a bigger opponent, like bigger fish to fry for Gargano. I think after Kushida, I think we're going to see him potentially lose the title, but if he does, it will be to somebody who is a little bit more up there. But Kushida is definitely a great wrestler. And our final match on the card, the NXT Championship is on the line as NXT Champion Finn Balor takes on Pete Dunne. Both of these men have a long history. This match has been a decade in the making, and it is finally happening. You have the bruiserweight, the brawler, the man who will break your fingers in a second, Pete Dunne, taking on the Demon, the Prince, Finn Balor, who has been NXT in his blood, basically. He kind of started it, and now we're going to see the new versus the old and what's going to happen. So who do you think?
I'm going to stick with our NXT champion, Finn Balor.
Balor, we're going to go with Finn Balor. Okay.
Yeah, Balor.
I'm also going to go with Balor because I do like Pete Dunne. I mean, here's the thing, though. Like with NXT, you never know. Pete Dunne might win and be the asshole champion. But I feel like
But I also think about Edge is also a huge player.
Good. Thank you for bringing that up. That's right. Edge did say that he would be watching this match closely. So, yeah, you never know. At WrestleMania, you might see Pete Dunne versus Edge or Finn Balor versus Edge. You never know. But yes, tomorrow night, TakeOver Vengeance Day 2021. We are so excited. It is upon us. I'm going to be spending my night watching it and having a great time texting Carlos and Dan. But that is it for our prediction special. Thank you for listening. Make sure you check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Give us a 5-star rating. You can find us on many other streaming platforms as well. If you're listening on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. And yeah, leave a comment and let us know what you think. Carlos, any last words?
Well, that's everything, guys. Be safe and remember to follow me on Instagram, all about WWE 2020.
That's right, and enjoy NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day 2021. We are so excited to talk about it and so excited to see it. Have a safe weekend and enjoy NXT TakeOver Vengeance Day.